Today I'm taking a look at an LED video light by PilotFly, the ATOMCUBE Rx1. I've been on the hunt for an economical and dynamic way to add interest to backgrounds while filming music gear in the foreground. And while searching YouTube, I came across Jeven Dovey's studio setup tour. Jeven's channel is stocked with great insights for video creators with a passion for filmmaking gear and techniques. A link is in the description below. After purchasing the ATOMCUBE on Amazon, FedEx delivered the package from Taiwan to the US in about a week with free shipping. I'll describe the highlights of this cool little light so you can determine if the ATOMCUBE can be useful for your productions. So here it is, a compact, rechargeable, and versatile LED light source for about $170. The ATOMCUBE's LED light compartment is about the size of an old iPhone, 4¼ by 2¼ inches. At just over a half a pound, the body is made of hefty aircraft-grade aluminum, and there's an OLED info display with a few onboard controls to easily navigate the impressive range of features. The ATOMCUBE can also be manipulated via a free Bluetooth app for your iPhone or Android device. Before diving deep into this device specifically, an explanation of light quality metrics is important for any light source used for professional lighting situations. A brief definition of CRI, TLCI, and CCT is important. First, let's talk about Color Rendering Index, or CRI ratings. This is used to determine how accurately a light source reproduces a full range of colors onto its subject. The scale is from 1 to 100. The higher the score, the better the light coming from the rated device. But this score reflects how the naked eye sees light. So really great for general lighting applications, but camera sensors register light differently than how the human eye sees light. The important thing to know here about the CRI rating is that a score of 90 to 95 is excellent for an LED light source. Luckily for videographers and photographers, there's an index rating standard aimed at how camera sensors perceive light. The Television Lighting Consistency Index, or TLCI, uses standardized software to determine how color responds to a lighting source as seen by a video or still camera. This is also a 100-point scale. The takeaway here is that a light source rated between 85 to 100 allows the camera to record footage that won't need post-production color correction. Light sources rated this high can save countless hours during a video production. And finally, though arguably most important when discussing light, it's fundamental to be familiar with correlated color temperature, or CCT. This is measured in Kelvin degrees. The color or temperature of light varies especially in nature, but also in artificial lighting. The light at sunrise and sunset, for instance, is more yellow or golden. Its temperature in Kelvin is about 2500 K. Light at midday is comparatively more blue at about 6000 K. As you can see, warmer tones are defined on the lower end of the Kelvin scale, and ascending higher on the scale defines cooler temperatures. Okay, with all of that said, what kind of light does the ATOMCUBE produce? The CCT range is from 2500 K to 8500 K. This is a highly versatile range because there aren't many lighting temperatures you'll face indoors or outdoors that this LED light can't match. The CRI score for the ATOMCUBE is stated to be 95 plus on the paperwork, and in my testing it was easy to match the ATOMCUBE with my other video lights. I didn't find any obnoxious color casting that threw off greens or magentas when the light was supposed to be in a range of 3500 K to 5500 K. At least to my eyes, everything looked really good. The TLCI score for the ATOMCUBE is listed as 97 out of a possible 100, and my camera sensors didn't record footage under this light that needed to be color corrected during editing, so it seems to be pretty spot on. Of course, my main reason for purchasing this light is the RGB capabilities. That's where I did a majority of my testing to get familiar with this light. The first thing that impresses me is the 1800 lux rating. It is a blindingly bright light, and it's the reason it can color an entire corner of a 20 by 40 foot room with remarkably saturated hues. Of course, this will depend on how much other light is in the room, But the AtomCube masterfully takes a darkened studio and throws light to make colorful backgrounds easy to create. And I've been pleasantly surprised to see that the AtomCube lives up to its 3-hour battery life. It has a USB Type-C connector for charging and comes with a Type-C to standard Type-A USB cable. PilotFly says there's a 4,000 milliamp lithium battery inside, and for the hours I get at full power, it makes a lot of sense. So how do you get around on the AtomCube? The dimmer switch on the top corner controls light output from 5 to 100% if you've committed to a CCT, but if you're using the lighting effects, manually selecting a RGB color, or defining hue and saturation intensity, I found that the AtomCube changes the lumen between 10 to 100%. I can't see how light below 10% could be all too useful anyhow, so this wasn't a problem for me and my intended purpose of creating colorful backgrounds. The multifunction controller can be flicked up or down to change values, and the nub in the center of the controller can be pressed to navigate to different functions on the screen. For instance, when setting a CCT temperature, the controller can be toggled one direction or the other to get to the temperature you want, and then you can press the little nub on the center of the controller to add blue or green to the light to match other lights in your setup. Also, when setting up a special effect or S effect, the controller can be moved through the on-screen choices in the category selected, and if you want a different category of S effect, press the nub to toggle through police light, fire, television, lightning, and color cycle. Under the multi-function controller is the Set button for selecting 4 menus: CCT, HSI, Manual, and S Effect. Under the Set button is the Type-C USB port for charging, and thankfully you can use the AtomCube while it's charging, so if you have a long enough cable, you can continue to work with this light. On the opposite side panel, there are 3 threaded female connectors, 2 1/4" and 1 3/8" thread for connecting your gear. The AtomCube also comes with a solid aluminum L bracket with a 1/4" screw. Handy and very thoughtful. Another thoughtful feature is the built-in Bluetooth capability, designed to work with a free companion app available for both iPhone and Android. You can wirelessly control the RGB color gamut, saturation, and CCT from your mobile device in real time. You can also enable and switch between different effects like fire or lightning, for instance. There's no method of recording my own sequence of lighting effects or color changes, and that would be a very useful and next-level feature to set the AtomCube apart from its competitors. You can, however, synchronize the AtomCube with the music player on iOS or Android and have a timed light show with the rhythm and sonic texture of the music driving the color output. Probably fun at parties, but may have very limited uses in a video production. There's a lot to like about the AtomCube Rx1, and possibly more to like in the future since the Rx1 can be updated via the Bluetooth app. PilotFly also sells accessories and modifiers, including a light diffuser and a light control grid on their website. I'm happy with this purchase, for now. If the battery life proves to have some longevity and PilotFly updates the feature set to include recording custom light sequences, I can certainly see using this RGBCW light for many more video productions to come.